I'll have to come and listen to that. I think it needs something else there. Probably James Galway.
Up until the time when that airplane takes off from Heathrow, a couple of days before, it's a mad rush getting your gear together, and eventually you pack your suitcase in 10 minutes. But once the airplane's off the ground and you've got the first day's rehearsal over and the first gig's done, it's fine. We get on very well on the road, and it's exciting. Playing to people, that live thing, very important. Of course, once the first gig's over and you're into the tour, if it's 6 weeks, 2 weeks or 8 weeks, it all lasts the same amount of time. And we all telephone home very regularly, we write. And then the last 2 or 3 days, there's that getting yourself ready to coming home again, living with your family, which is what you do really, but learning to live with them again. I know Barry has a hell of a time when he comes back, but what I usually do is count not up to 10 before I reprimand my brood, but 50. And a couple of days later, we're back loving each other again. That's the way it works.
Good. Go.
Me.
You've got a 4.
I was working as a studio music writer. I just left the Royal Academy and forging a career as an arranger. And Ian, in contact with the studio that I was working in presently, wanted a music writer in order to put some brass, I think it was, on one of the tracks on the very first album. Sent me a tape, told me that he vaguely what he wanted, and I suppose I quickly realised what kind of terms we've got to correspond to each other in, or communicate rather, and went into the studio with a bunch of musicians, did it, and that was it. 2 weeks later, another thing turned up, and then we went from there until eventually I joined the group. Ian writes lyrics that no one else writes. That's why Jethro Tull is successful, because the group, as it is and as it always has been in pursuit of a musical style all of its own, and particularly the lyrics. There are an awful lot of Ian's experiences in his lyrics, and of course they're written in a style. Ian claims not to have ever read any of the English literature. He was at Blackpool Grammar, where they concentrated entirely on science. I doubt that. He's an avid reader. Every aeroplane we're on, he's always reading. He always reads before he goes to bed, I think. And I think he's probably sneaked in a few of the classics. I don't think he's done any harder yet, but he's certainly got a few under his sleeve, up his sleeve. But the lyrics are entirely personal. There's no